Hey guys, what's up? It's Imurgency and welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I tried to do something a little different, a little bit more like investigative, because I've seen a few other college YouTubers do this and I wanted to see for myself what this was like. I requested to see my admissions file at GW. Basically what this means is I requested to see the actual application that the admissions readers who were reading my application like a year ago saw and commented on, basically evaluating me as an applicant and as a person who could possibly go to GW. This is an absolutely crazy process and I had to actually jump through a couple of hoops to actually get the information because of the nature of what I was using the information for. But overall, I was able to get the answers that I was looking for the most part and be able to like interpret it and kind of like give you guys my reflections, my feelings, and all that about it. So this process all started for me on January 23rd, which was about a month ago. But I initially started my research and like just tried to figure out how I request to see my admissions file.
So right now I'm on my way to my school's registrar to ask them if I could possibly put in a request for my admissions file. I don't really know how this works. I'm not sure if they'll have the information that I need, but like anything's better than nothing, right? I'm sorry if I'm like looking around, I just like forgot how elevators work.
But then I realized that like the registrar was actually closed that day because I was like a little bit too early, they didn't open. So I just waited a couple days until I had a free schedule to go down and visit the registrar to see for myself what was good.
So I'm not sure if I'm in the right place, but right now I'm visiting the Colonial Center to try and see if I can ask them for a request for my admissions file. Here it is, right here. Let's see if I can try and do it. Okay, so apparently I was in the wrong place, my bad. I have to go to admissions itself and ask them if I can have access to my file. And if they don't know, or if they say like whatever, then come back, fill out this like third-party FERPA form, because you know how when you like submit your college application, you sign a FERPA form to like sign all that away. Yeah, I have to like figure that out. It's actually a very complicated process. Well, actually I kind of figured it would be, but like I didn't know how complicated it would be. Okay, so now I'm just waiting. The admissions rep is coming down and I'm just waiting right now for like her to do that so I can meet. I'm like walking around the hallway right now because I'm like embarrassed to log in the admissions room because like low-key, like it was me and another person and he's dope. It's Alpha. If you're watching this, shout out to you. But like it's like awkward. I'm nervous, kind of nervous, not gonna lie. I want to see what they wrote about me, what they said about me, and if like that's accurate of like my personality or whatever. Because I heard in like this other video I saw that's kind of like this, that they kind of like write personality traits that they're looking for, what they get from the application. I want to see if those are kind of like accurate with what I'm actually like IRL, in real life, cross country, but in real life. So the admissions rep came and gave me her card and someone else's card saying that this other lady will be in contact with me to schedule a time to go and access and go over my files with me, which is cool. It was actually a pretty simple process, so no hassles. I'm still trying to see if I can possibly film or take pictures of it, just for like visual aids for you guys. But yeah, things are going great right now, and now we wait.
So then it was a long wait until February 7th when I finally got the email so that I could come through and see my application.
Okay, so it is finally Thursday, the week I am seeing my admissions file. I'm waiting and walking around right now for the admissions lady to come down. Her name is Chris Butler and she'll be walking me through my admissions file. I'm not sure if I can record it like or film it or take pictures or anything, so I'm going to try my best to get what I can. But if I can't, then whatever, I'll just talk to you and debrief you about it afterwards. Right now, not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous. I don't know what they're gonna say about me or what they have said about me and what that's going to look like, but we're gonna do this, we're gonna see it, and it's gonna be great. Just getting out of the room and I didn't get the news I exactly wanted to hear and was really expecting to hear, which is unfortunate. So apparently I need to like confirm like the intentions behind my video with the legal counsel. Actually, I'll continue this conversation like somewhere sitting down. Cool. Okay, so what I was saying before. Basically, I didn't get the news that I was exactly expecting or wanting because I have a few more hoops I need to jump through in order to actually see my admissions file. So basically I can't quite see my admissions file yet because of the nature of why I want to access my files. And with a whole bunch of FERPA laws and with like GW's own policies, they just need to clear that I can actually see my files and that they will know that I have like good intentions behind the information that I'm having to just make sure that what I'm doing can be put on the internet because it's initially for personal use. But just figuring out the extent to what personal use is and if that fits this video legally will be just like the major point of this thing. The lady in admissions that I spoke to was amazing, don't get me wrong. She was great, like debriefing me and all this because I could have actually gotten in some serious legal trouble if I just went along and made this video without clearing with anybody and just doing it the way I thought I was going to do it. You would have definitely seen Imurgency behind bars, so I've been a crazy vlog. And now we just wait. I found this whole process very interesting and I'm really glad that I'm documenting it because I had no idea you had to go through so many hoops in order just to see what people wrote about you. Hopefully this gets cleared and hopefully we're able to go through with this video. If not, this has been a great journey so far, but yeah.
And from there, it wouldn't be until February 21st that I would actually be able to see my application. Once again, I got an email from someone in admissions letting me know that the council cleared it, we're all good to go. So I went over to admissions again and actually saw my application this time.
Okay, so it's Thursday the 21st. I am currently waiting outside in the lobby to go check out my application. It's finally time, guys. I'm like praying. Anyways, I'm praying that it's gonna work out today. We're gonna see my application and then it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. Actually not nervous anymore. I've waited too long. I'm just like excited at this point to see what they like have said or like basically just to see my application again. It's been so long. So ready to be reunited. Okay, so I just got out of the meeting. It was very informative. I'm going to like try and unpack my thoughts back in my dorm because I have class in like 30 minutes. So I'm gonna try and do that. So yeah, we're gonna finish this in my dorm. Let's go.
So yeah, I guess right now I'm going to get into sort of my reflections and what I kind of got out of seeing my admissions file. I have notes like right here, so I'm just gonna go through these. So if I look down at all, that's because I'm like trying to read my notes, see what I said. They did not allow me to take pictures or record at all during the session where they would show me my application. The only thing I was able to do was take notes and they gave me a free notepad, so that was great. Okay, so getting into what you guys actually came here for. Basically, they sat me down and ran me through exactly what they would be showing me. So the first thing that they showed me was my initial comment app. This was the comment app that I submitted to them. I've seen it multiple times before because like I've written it, I've reviewed it. This is just like what everyone gets to see. There was nothing really new about this with the exception of like the comments that the lady who was sitting next to me was telling me about what is good in admissions, like what you could put in your application that is good and things that like also aren't as strong. She also kind of laid out the process behind how they read applications in the sense of what they're taking into consideration. She was telling me for the most part, admissions starts reading applications as soon as they start coming in, which was shocking for me because I thought they had like a set time where they're like, all right, start. So yeah, she was also telling me about a whole bunch of bias training that they do. So things to kind of correct diversity bias, affinity bias, and fatigue bias, which are all very interesting things. The next thing we went through was the comment form, the comment sheet, which was basically all of the nitty-gritty of the application. This is what the application readers were making note of when they were reading my application. I feel like this is an important preface before I actually get into this, but a lot of the information and a lot of the comments that were initially on the comment sheet were purged, except for a few things that were left as a glitch. When I asked about this, the purge happens pretty much every year to make space for new applications for the next application cycle, and this generally happens within like the first couple days of school, which set up a few alarms for me because I thought it was a little bit shady that they delete the comments of the application group like the day they get there, so they don't really have an option to really see them. But what she was basically telling me was this actually isn't a malicious process, and it's actually because as soon as people at GW start, the new applications get in, and as I said before, they're starting reading applications right away and they need space for it because I believe the Common App opens in August or September now. Yeah, it's generally around the same time school starts. It just happens to be that way. which is still like arguably a little weird because I'd like to see like all of my comments, but you have to get there like really early if you want to see them. So yeah, as I was saying, I got a little sidetracked there. Comment sheet basically showed ties to the university, legacy status, race, the school you went to, the field of study that you're interested in, like the major, and that was like the first section, which wasn't anything like super like out of the ordinary. I was kind of expecting to see that. And then the next part in the comment section was sort of like, I guess like your high school information. They show like the number of APs your school offers and the amount that you took. My school had 0, so I took 0. And interestingly, it showed the other people in your class that applied to GW and kind of just like where you are in relation to the other applicants at your school. Of course, all the information on like other students was blocked out because of like legal things. They also have my test scores on there, but again, because GW is a test optional school, those would be like blanked out should I have chosen to be test optional. So as I said before, they kind of evaluated me in the sense of my school. They evaluated my school, gave my school rigor and a level of like average. They also had a list of like all the classes that I took and like my grades, and they also tallied up the amount of classes that I took in each subject. Under that piece was kind of like the ratings, I guess. I need to be very careful about how I say this because this can be taken a lot of different ways. Based on your application and like the things that you submit to them, you kind of get a rating in a sense. That sounds awful, but like they kind of give you a score as a whole for like different sections. I'm not going to go into like the specific sections that they evaluate you on just because I feel like that would freak you guys out a little bit, and that's not the point of this video. This video is not meant to like increase anxiety or to like freak any of you guys out, especially those of you that have already submitted your application. Please do not freak out. You got this, okay? You got this. But in my opinion, when I saw these scores, my heart dropped. And that's because I've never been really quantified as a number before, especially by people who like don't really know me. And I feel like it's important to note for like especially people who want to do this as well, who want to do this in the future, like request their admissions file, that they know that the people who are evaluating you only have the information of what you send them, and that does not constitute you as a person, because your application can in no way capture your entire personality, your entire existence up until that point. You just need to know that you're like A, more than a number, and B, the numbers that you do get and the ratings that you do get are not like a qualifier. They do not make or break you in any way. They just contextualize you as an applicant. One section of like the evaluations that was pretty interesting in my opinion was like a GW or like a grit factor. I found that very interesting because when I asked about it, it's more like your resilience to different hardships in life and like how you kind of like bounce back from them. Like it kind of shows like what kind of person you are, and I thought that was pretty cool and pretty interesting that colleges actually take that into consideration. And that was pretty much all I got to see in my time. There were also like a whole bunch of like different transcripts, like end of the year transcript and also like mid-year transcript that I was able to see, but like that didn't really mean that much to me. I feel like the comments were really what I was like looking for in this whole experience, because I wanted to see so bad what people had to say about me who didn't really know me and who only had like a section of my life, like what they said about me. And while I didn't get to see explicit comments due to the purge, it was still pretty informational and pretty like eye-opening for me. Definitely learned a lot from this experience, and I feel like the one main takeaway that I got from this is this whole process, like revisiting your application, should not in any way be for validation, because some people may get it and other people may not at all. It's difficult to say this, but like what you're looking for may not be what you actually get in the long run. Like if you're looking to be gassed up and be like, oh, he was such a great applicant, like there's no way that we wouldn't admit him. You may get that, but at the same time you may not. But it's important to note that like you are here, you're in college, you've made it in college thus far. Like there was something in your application, even if your scores didn't reflect that, that made them make the decision to accept you into the college that you're currently at, whether that be GW or elsewhere. But yeah, I feel like this video is getting pretty long, so I guess I'll like end it now or whatever. But there it is. I saw my admissions file. That's what I thought about it. That's what I saw. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video was a lot of fun to make. If you're new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button to become a roommate. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and comment down below any other questions you may have, because I'll be answering all questions as best as I can for the first 24 hours of this upload. Make sure to follow me down below on my social media right over here to get behind the scenes and just like my everyday kind of thoughts. Thanks so much for GW Admissions for being so helpful during all of this. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I've been Imurgency, and I'll see you guys next time.